Task Force 17 is currently cruising in the South Pacific. This task force is centered around USS Yorktown and USS Lexington. We know there is at least one Japanese carrier task force somewhere in the area. We just don't know exactly where or how many aircraft carriers there are. To make matters worse, the weather is rapidly changing and conditions have the potential to make finding the enemy incredibly difficult. At 0600 hours, USS Yorktown and USS Lexington will send out scouts to hopefully find the Japanese task force so we can hit them hard before they find us. Hello everybody, Wolfpack here, and welcome back to Task Force Admiral. Today we are back in the demo, checking out the random battle generator, where I have made as many of the variables random as I possibly can. This includes the amount of Japanese carriers, the weather, and the threat axis. I am in command of USS Yorktown and USS Lexington once again. It's 0500 in the Coral Sea, and we are going to get ready to launch our scouts, and hopefully we'll be able to find the Japanese Flattops before they find us. There have been multiple changes to the demo since I last played, and I'm excited to check them out. Additionally, the Kickstarter is progressing incredibly well. If you haven't had a chance already, be sure to check out the Task Force Admiral Kickstarter and play the demo for yourself. Anyway, let's bring up the UI and see what we are working with. Going to the map here, we can see Task Force 17 is currently on a heading of 313 degrees and moving at 14 knots. I do want to see the wind direction. It looks like the wind is heading directly to the north everywhere. Okay, that's good to know. And the weather, it is incredibly clear. Oh, so this is beneficial in some ways, and in other ways not so much. Let's change course. We'll be here at 543. I do want to increase our speed to 25 knots here. We'll be at this waypoint at 534, 0600 there, okay. And we want to be turning north to commence air operations with waypoint number 2. So waypoint number 2, we are going to increase our speed to 32 knots. Max speed is 31 knots, okay, for the formation, okay. Increase speed to 31 knots. Now what we want to do is begin setting up our searches. Our searches are going to be in a 360 degree arc because we have no idea where the Japanese aircraft carriers are at. We are going to send 6 Dauntlesses from USS Yorktown. Let's have them fly nice and high. Angels 15, and the step is going to be probably 180 degrees there. We'll have them cover north to south. Desired takeoff 601. That's good enough for me. Okay, and hopefully we'll be able to catch them. Except that we are going to create a new air search from USS Lexington. Once again, 6 aircraft. Like so. Angels 15. And increase the range just a little bit here. I probably had my Dauntlesses going out too far. We really don't know where the Japanese carriers are going to be or how far out they're going to be, so let's do something like this, okay? And they are in queue. They will take off at 601. Perfect. So that's 12 Dauntlesses up in the air, and hopefully they will be able to find them. I would be launching more if the weather conditions weren't so clear, but since it's nice and clear out, I mean, there is no overcast whatsoever. Hopefully it'll be pretty easy to spot those massive wakes of the Japanese task force in the water. Again, we don't know how many Japanese carriers are out there. There could be 2, there could be 3. There also could only be 1. If there is 1, we will get quite lucky. So they're going to start spotting at 0553 and take off at 0601. Sounds good to me. One pretty nifty quality of life feature that has been added to the demo is this right here in the bottom. We have a light which indicates what is happening on the flight deck. We can see spotting is currently in progress. Let's go over to the Ouija board and C. It looks like most of the Dauntlesses are on the deck. We have 2 in the hangar that are mission ready. They're going to have to bring those up through the elevator to get those airborne. Let's take a look at what's going on with Lexington. All of her Dauntlesses are on the deck. They just got to maneuver the aircraft around, shuffle them a little bit for 5 minutes until takeoff, it seems. Now, let's set up some cap fleet defense here. We are going to create a new combat air patrol zone, and I kind of want them to patrol directly over the fleet, since I don't know which direction the Japanese aircraft are going to be coming from. We're going to have it be quite a wide patrol. I'm thinking a patrol strength of 3, patrol at, can only do 15,000 feet, and that's fine. Time between rotations, an hour and 54. They'll be taking off from, let's make USS Lexington do this. 3 aircraft. Should we do 4? Man, this is tough. I'm gonna have 4 aircraft be our cap. There we go. Okay, so they will conduct that. Let's go to the flight deck here and see the mission timeline. So cap 101, this will be the first group going airborne. They will be ready at 6:03 and taking off at 6:03 just after the Dauntlesses. Sounds good. Task Force 17 is now heading into the wind to commence air operations. We should pretty much already be sailing into the wind at this point. So just minor course adjustments, I would think. And hopefully the Japanese carrier force isn't too close. Now, there are multiple problems with how random this is. I'm not sure if they are going to be incredibly far. It is possible that the Japanese carriers will be in a position where they can strike us and we can't strike them, depending on how far out they are. If that does end up happening, this is going to be a rough day for Task Force 17. Okay, folks, good news. All of our reconnaissance aircraft are up and away. We are going to launch our Wildcats and then change course and kind of head down to the southwest once air operations have ceased. Additionally, once we are done with air ops, I am going to prep our strike preemptively. I want all of my aircraft loaded up with torpedoes and bombs ready to strike the Japanese fleet once we know exactly where they are. USS Lexington is still launching some of her aircraft, it looks like. Are the Wildcats airborne? Cap is spotting, it looks like. Yeah, they're on the deck. They're getting ready to launch here. It looks like just these 4 are going up. Let's look at the Ouija board. Yeah, they're working it. These aircraft are under prep. Need crew, but they're mission ready. There we go. Okay, get those Wildcats airborne. Perfect. Okay, air operations have ceased. Task Force 17 is resuming its original course. Let's go to the strategic map here. I'm going to wait for our aircraft to get a little further out, and then we will prep our strikes. We've picked up enemy aircraft. They came in from the northeast here. Let's mark this. We have not made any contact with the enemy. We are manning battle stations as well, which is good. Okay, this is, they're off in this direction somewhere. Okay, in that case, we are going to prep our strike now. I am going to do early spotting. USS Lexington fighters, we are going to send 8 of them as escort. Dive bombers, 12 are going up, along with 18 here. 18, and then 15 of our torpedo bombers. we are going to do deferred departure. Primary loadout is offensive power. There we go, and green light this now. Let's get a new strike ready to go. USS Lexington, or USS Yorktown, I'm sorry. USS Yorktown, escort. 10 fighters. Pretty much every dive bomber we got. We're gonna hit them hard with everything. 15, and then all 15 torpedo bombers. Early spotting, deferred departure, offensive power, best possible time, 7:58, green light. And they will get their orders once the planes are prepped. Our aircraft are moving to engage whatever the heck this is. If our reconnaissance aircraft don't pick anything out this time, we'll launch more of them. And we have visual contact on the enemy. And let's take a look at our air contacts. So our cap is searching for the target over here. Very, very clear day. Not seeing anything. They are pretty darn close to the fleet, so this isn't good. The enemy absolutely knows where we're at. Should be... This is mission spotting for the naval strike. I do not see these Japanese aircraft. Apparently, there are 2 aircraft. See, what are they doing? Searching for target, and they're still searching. We just received a report. Task Force 17 has been detected by enemy air search assets. Oh my goodness, air contacts. Come on, guys. You gotta find something out here, right? We know they're out here. Very clear. There's some clouds, but that's not going to be enough to obscure the enemy for too long here. We'll see, though. With any luck, we'll be able to find them and then launch our strike, but it looks like the Japanese have the upper hand at the moment. We got another contact report here. 1 bogey coming in. I think they're probably heading back home, if I had to guess. Let's get the ruler out. What's their course? 310. Off in this direction. They may be right in this gap here. It's possible this guy, this Dauntless, may be able to spot them if we are lucky. I should probably send more scouts out. Let's see. I guess it is possible that we caught those other 2 on their return leg. I doubt it, though. I seriously do doubt that. So this search, where are they at the moment? Yeah, they're way out there. Our Wildcats have encountered a Kate flying over the formation. They are moving to engage now. Our Wildcats got some pretty good hits on the Kate. It is leaking fuel. The rear gunner got some hits on our Wildcat, had to break off, but I don't think that Kate's going to be airborne for much longer. Now, we do have a problem. This aircraft was approaching from the west. Now, I do think it's probably heading back home on this leg. It is possible the Japanese carrier is out here, though. Who the heck knows? We still have not found anything. We have no indication of where the enemy's at. I suppose we will know whenever we pick up their massive strike, which is, of course, inbound at the moment. The enemy strike is inbound, and now we know exactly where they are. They are off to 320 or so. So our guess was accurate. Now, I could launch my aircraft now, or let's bring up the UI. This is a tough decision. Let's begin first things first. Go to the map. Turn north. We need to turn north now. Into the wind. remove this waypoint. Start turning north. How far out are they? 30 miles. We have those Wildcats. We should be scrambling now. Mission's ready, waiting to take off. And then click the strike planer. Okay. All right, so if they're out here somewhere, pick a target. Have them fly out there. That is way too far. Target type, warning, 548 nautical miles. I may have to just scrub these missions. Okay. 758. How long is it going to be? Be out of 12. I fuel at 12. Fuel reserve 19%. Okay. Take off. All right, I'm sending them up. We're going to try to take off as quickly as possible. Let's go over to USS Yorktown. Pick a target. Thinking maybe about here. We are guessing 500 nautical miles. It's going to be close. We're going to have to try to start. We're going to have to adjust course for them. Custom target. Okay, come out here then. We will try to get them. Get ready to launch. We are just guessing. Guess we can't launch. There we go. There we go. Okay, we'll move in that direction. Take off. All right, take off. Hopefully we'll be able to get a good amount of aircraft in the air before this large formation of Japanese aircraft closes in. All aircraft are started. Come on. Heading into the wind to commence air ops. This is risky. Very, very risky. And it is possible we may not find anything. Let me look at the map real quick. Let's check our reconnaissance aircrafts. So this flight of dive bombers. Yeah, it's possible. I mean, the Japanese formation is right in this gap in our search right here. I guess I am kind of surprised this Dauntless wasn't able to pick anything up. It's either that or they are way out here. And if they are way out here, we have other problems to deal with. But I want to get these aircraft up now. Because how far are these guys? 96 nautical miles out. We got them on radar. Are we in the wind yet? I hope so. Aircraft taking off. Our aircraft are taking off. Fantastic. Good, 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 good. So while our strike is taking off, I figured I should walk through my thought process for launching my aircraft now. Now, for better or for worse, all of my aircraft are on the deck at the moment. I want my aircraft airborne and off the deck before the Japanese bombs start landing directly on my carriers, potentially destroying those aircraft. Now, through the process of deduction, I think we have a pretty good idea of where the Japanese carrier task force is. They are absolutely in that gap between our air surges. There is that, that gap way out here where my strikes are heading. And we also have a good vector here because we have this formation of 20 plus aircraft coming in. So I think there's a 40-50% chance that this strike will actually find them. Of course, it is very possible that the carrier task force, the Japanese carrier task force, will be out of range. And if that's the case, we have bigger fish to fry. And this whole strike is, we're really just getting them off the decks just to protect them. And we'll have to launch a strike later. But if we do happen to find the Japanese carriers, this is going to be devastating. Once our strike is airborne, I am going to scramble as many Wildcats as I can and get them airborne as well to help protect the fleet. Most of the aircraft are airborne and underway. It looks like just some devastators are left on USS Yorktown. We have identified the enemy aircraft as bandits. More than 20 bandits. Large air raid in progress. This is Blue Leader. They're going in now. This is our cap. Just the 3 of them at the moment. Let's see. Oh my gosh, look at all that. That is a lot of Japanese torpedo bombers down there. And what's behind you? Is that another Wildcat or is that a 0? That's a 0. Oh, that's not good. So they do have cap. Dive down on them. Come on, take a few of these guys out. There we go. Hits. Oh, those are Vals. I thought they were Kates from up high, up top. All right, diving down. Jeez. Okay. We are getting down to the wire here. Let's look at Yorktown. What's going on? Bring up the Ouija board. Get ready to scramble. Once these guys are airborne, we are going to scramble. Okay, scramble. All of these aircraft are under prep. Good. Good, good, good. Let's go over to Lexington. Come on. There we go. Lexington. Let's take a look at your Ouija board. Lexington, here we go. Just a handful of aircraft. Scramble. Everyone is already scrambling. Okay, good. All these aircraft are under prep, all the Wildcats. So they will be taking off and engaging the enemy. The enemy raid that is inbound. How far out are they at the moment? They're still pretty far out. 55 nautical miles out. We do have time. Unfortunately, it looks like our flight of 3 fighters has been essentially destroyed. This 0 is tearing up Sailstrom here. He is evading. Boris and Clark have unfortunately had to ditch. Come on, shake them. I don't know how many 0s are overhead. But our strikes here, 52 aircraft, 53 aircraft. My goodness, we have 105 aircraft heading out towards the Japanese fleet. If they find them, they are going to hit them and hit them hard. Hopefully this little Wildcat can evade. Oh no, he was just killed. Maybe he bailed out, who knows. Ugh, that's not good. Not good at all. Let's take a look at Yorktown. What's going on here? Still launching. Just a handful of aircraft left, though. Just a few more. Look at the Ouija board. 3 more there. Are these aircraft ready to go? They're still under prep. This one's mission ready. That's for cap, though. The scramble aircraft are under prep. What about Yorktown? All under prep. What the? Just heard some gunshots whiz past. I think that may be a glitch. I don't think we're being shot at. Anti-aircraft guns are not firing at the moment. Yeah, there's something going on over here. Let's take a look. Okay, scramble spotting. Spotting, good, good, good. Our nav strike. I wonder, the escorts, they're all circling, taking off. Yeah. Okay, already lost 3 Wildcats. Strike package from Lexington is underway. Okay, everything from USS Lexington is outbound. So that is good. We have another aircraft coming in from the south. What the heck? That's not great. We need to make sure our aircraft have enough fuel to actually land. We are pushing them to their limits here. So our carrier is going to have to sail to the north-northeast to compensate for using all this fuel. These guys are now pretty close, 48 nautical miles out. Let's look at the Ouija board. Aircraft are being prepped. Bring them up top quickly. Our escort is moving into position for the naval strike. If they do happen to come across a Japanese strike that is inbound, I do wonder if they will engage that or if they will stick to their escort duties. I wouldn't mind if half of them decided to split off. Pretty much half of our Wildcats are defending the fleet, the other half are going out with the naval strike. Oh, this is a gamble. Let's take a look. These guys are spotting on the deck. That's good. Well, maybe they're not on the deck. Let's take a look. Okay, a handful of Wildcats are on the deck. That's good. We are turning back into the wind to get these aircraft airborne as quickly as possible. I love watching the elevators come down and bring aircraft up. The amount of detail in Task Force Admiral is absolutely incredible. Good news, the Wildcats on USS Lexington are starting to take off. Only a couple of more minutes to go before the aircraft on Yorktown are airborne as well. So our Wildcats will be airborne to meet the incoming threat. USS Yorktown is now launching all of her Wildcats. USS Lexington has launched all of hers. We are now vectoring our Wildcats to the target. They are 20 miles out, nice and high. I don't think any of our anti-aircraft guns are engaging just yet. Let's take a look at the map. What are we working with? This is the Japanese strike. They are way up to the north of our position. It is possible they may miss us. Show the wind again. Is the wind still accurate? It says we're heading into the wind. Are we actually sailing this way? I do wonder if this wind must be bugged then. It may be bugged and the wind isn't just to the north. Let me look here. Yeah, we are heading 150. Okay, that's interesting. Good to know. Our weatherman has messed up royally. He doesn't know what's going on. These Wildcats are still in the process of getting airborne. We have a good amount of them up. We have one single Wildcat, which looks like it is heading towards the Japanese formation. Let's take a look at our strike. How are they looking here? Dive bombers just cruising. What a sight. There's our fleet way back there. And just barely make them out. Zebra leader has found the enemy and they are now engaging. Let's take a look at our fighters. They are engaging targets here. Let's see. What are you looking at? Just a pair of you. There's the enemy. Okay, lots of Wildcats are swarming the Japanese aircraft there. They are way up to the north. I think there's a good chance they may totally miss our carrier task force. We may get really, really lucky in one way. Hopefully we get lucky and actually find the Japanese flat tops as well. Look, something's burning down there. Hopefully that's a Japanese aircraft and not one of our Wildcats. Where are you going down towards? Just diving down on something. Looks like they are evading. Green leader, your target, 350, 10 miles out. Okay, let's close the strike. It's pretty much everyone in the scramble here. Circling. These fighters. Looks like they're tangled up with a whole bunch of zeros down here. What's that burning? That's a Japanese plane. You got something on your 6 o'clock? Oh, yep. Zero. And then another Wildcat behind him. Hopefully he's able to save his buddy here. Now, one thing that is randomized in this random mission generator is the experience of aircraft pilots and the ship crews. So it is possible that our pilots here are quite good. It is also possible that they are quite bad. And the same goes for the Japanese. Again, I did completely randomize it. There is a new mission in the demo, which does the Battle of Coral Sea, but in a hard mode, and they add quite a few new assets. I am going to do that next. I have a bunch of aircraft down low there. Lots of stuff is burning. It looks like Japanese aircraft are just falling out of the sky. Or at least I hope those are Japanese aircraft falling out of the sky. It looks like there's a Wildcat on the 6 o'clock of a bunch of Kates down there. One is spinning out of control. That's what we like to see. Wildcats diving directly down on them. Here we go. We got to take as many of them out before they get close to the fleet, if they get close to the fleet. If not, picking them apart does benefit us regardless. Look at that. There we go. One shot to bits and burning. Another one leaking fuel over there. Yeah, we are tearing them up. It's just aircraft dropping out of the sky all over the place. Fantastic. Anti-aircraft guns on some of our picket warships are starting to open fire. We have a lone Kate coming in. And it looks like they are absolutely going to head towards the aircraft carrier. Anti-aircraft guns. All of them are opening up. There we go. Look at that. A Wildcat managed to shoot one of them down. See you later. Splash. Fantastic. Wasn't even able to get too close. We have too many Wildcats up overhead. It doesn't look like the Japanese have enough escorts. Our Wildcats are doing a number on the enemy way up there. Looks like they are going after all those valves up high. Now, with any luck, we will be able to take out a good number of the valves. The valves are incredibly dangerous. Another one's going down, and I think that big formation right there in a turn is a bunch of Wildcats. I'm starting to think that maybe our pilots are actually very experienced. We got very lucky in regards to the random generation of the mission, because they are doing passes on these aircraft. Also, I think the zeros are gone. I think the zeros have been taken care of, or at least are no factor any longer. Let's bring up the UI, and I want to take a look at the map. Where is our strike at the moment? Our strikes are outbound, heading out this way. We have another 20 aircraft coming in from this direction, and it looks like our strikes are right in line with that. So that is reassuring. That is reassuring indeed. Hopefully our anti-aircraft guns will be moderately effective today, and we'll be able to take out the last few remaining valves. Looks like one's getting pretty close to Yorktown. Let's see. Hopefully they're able to get it here. Closing in. Come on. Oh boy. That's going to be close, isn't it? Ooh, wow. Direct hit. That is not good. I think they shot it down. Yep, they shot down the valve. Moderate damage. Moderate fires. Okay. Enemy snoopers. More snoopers. Great. Look at that anti-aircraft fire. It's so freaking close. Okay, evasive maneuvers have ended. Okay, okay, the attack is over, it looks like. Okay, look at this. Scouts report enemy carrier. There we go, got him. Unidentified surface force. Now, I need to see where the heck... Hopefully my aircraft are going out far enough to actually find that. It would be bad if they weren't. Oh, they're going to get them. They are going to get them. We guessed correctly. I love to see it. Our carrier task force needs to turn north and really haul ass, though, to get in position so our planes can land. We have 20 plus aircraft inbound as well, so it is not over yet. We have lots of Wildcats still airborne and a handful of Japanese planes, but we've largely dispatched of that strike. I just wanted to check on USS Lexington, as she was hit by a bomb, and it looks like the fire is light and the damage is light. No flooding, thankfully, so that is good. Let's go back here. What's our fleet's course? We should be in a turn here. I don't think we shouldn't need to be operating in the wind. It looks like we might be recovering aircraft. Our Wildcats are already moving and engaging this enemy formation of aircraft, 10 plus aircraft apparently. Let's go and take a look. Now I am curious, are the escorts engaging? It looks like they are escorting the flight still, not engaging those enemy aircraft, so there is that. Let's look at the scramble. Whoa, hello. They are engaging the enemy Vals. Lots of Vals. Any zeros? I'm not seeing any zeros. It looks like it's going to be a turkey shoot once again. With the amount of Japanese aircraft out here, it's possible there may only be one aircraft carrier. Come on, light them up. There you go. Fuel leak. All of these valves going down in flames. We have more Wildcats up high. Just tearing into the enemy formation. Now it is possible a lot of these Wildcats are going to start running low on ammunition as well. Oof. Took a lot of hits in the belly by those rear gunners there. Another one's going down off to the right. Because everywhere you look, there is a burning Japanese airplane. Where are the zeros? There's one. There's at least a couple of zeros down here, but not too many. We have really lucked out today. Okay, folks, we have some good news. The Japanese formation has pretty much been annihilated at this point by our forces. Our own strike package is currently en route. They're at this position, give or take, and they are on a perfect intercept with the Japanese formation, or at least the last known position of that formation. We're picking up 20 aircraft here on radar. That's definitely ours. No doubt about that. We're only picking up 2 aircraft on radar here. Let's show anti-aircraft range. Our formation is in disarray at the moment, but let's show radar range. Okay, this is probably inaccurate at the moment because we are picking these guys up on radar. Let's take a look at our formation. It's kind of all over the place at the moment. We need to reform up. I should probably slow down, but we need to keep moving quickly for the time being. Are anti-aircraft guns engaging? I don't believe they are. Let's take a look here. Lexington, she's still on fire? Oh, it looks like the fire has been repaired. There we go. Got a big hole in the deck. That does not look good, but it looks like she is okay. Are those guns knocked out of action? Looks like everything's a-okay on USS Lexington, so there we go. Now we're really just waiting for the results of our own strike. Our aircraft have found the enemy formation. It is directly in front of them. They are heading towards the IP, and it looks like it's just a lone Japanese carrier out there. Let's bring up the UI. Let's take a look. Naval Strike 04 is engaging. What about 05? They're over there. I can see our own aircraft. Do not see the Japanese task force, unfortunately, though. Looks like they're just a bit further out, actually. Oh, there they are. Okay, it looks like everyone is in formation on the way to the target area, which is very, very good. Perfect. We found them. They're all down there. Just one Japanese Flattop. Again, got incredibly lucky with the random generation here. We had 2 carriers. The Japanese only had 1. And we managed to figure out where they were without our scouts actually picking anything up here. Hopefully we are able to hammer that Japanese aircraft carrier and actually manage to sink it this time. Torpedo bombers have released torpedoes in the water heading towards the heavy cruiser. Let's take a look at what's going on here. A lot of our aircraft are heading towards the Japanese Flattop, which is absolutely a priority target. Dauntlesses are lining up, getting ready to attack. I also want to look at our torpedo bombers. Look at that. Closing in nicely on the Japanese carrier. Torpedo away. There we go. I'd love to get hits with torpedoes. That would be fantastic here. More Devastators releasing their torpedoes into the water. Japanese carrier is desperately trying to engage. I see torpedo wakes out there. No, not yet. She is turning hard to try to get out of the way here. There are Zeros on the deck. The Japanese Zeros have just started their engines. It looks like they are trying to scramble some aircraft desperately. Is she still turning? No. Oh, it may be a bad time. I understand wanting to launch now. It may be a bad time to do that, though. Okay, looks like all these aircraft are outbound. Take a look at our dive bombers. There's the Flattop. Doesn't look like she's been hit by any torpedoes. Not entirely surprising, unfortunately, considering the quality of our torpedoes. These Zeros scrambling, though, are going to probably cause a handful of issues for us. Looks like our Dauntlesses have not pushed over yet. I'm not sure what the game plan is here. They'll just fly right over and come back around, I suppose. Let's take a look at our other torpedo bombers here. They're way up high, flying over the formation. Hopefully they'll come back around and get ready to attack. I suspect that will be the case here. Let's take a look. These dive bombers en route. Lots of dive bombers still en route. All that anti-aircraft fire off to the left. Our Dauntlesses have turned around and it looks like they are ready to begin bombing the target. Lots of Japanese Zeros are closing in now. Love to see that. Wildcats are in pursuit, which we do absolutely like to see. Come on. Here we go. She hasn't taken any torpedo hits. We have more torpedo bombers in the water. Look, there's torpedoes in the water off to the right there. You can see the torpedo wakes on the surface. We'll have to get pretty lucky for any of those to hit. But at least they are causing problems for them. Japanese anti-aircraft fire is engaging. Come on. Come on. Bombs away. Bombs all around the target. Jeez. Just an absolute ton of bombs. It is a bad day to be on that Japanese aircraft carrier. Lots of bomb hits on target. It looks like she is doing okay for the time being. Have all of these aircraft released their bombs? No. More Dauntlesses. Looks like they are turning, getting ready to release their bombs on target, heading towards the aircraft carrier. What's the yellow light mean? Aircraft are currently landing. Got it. Oh boy. More Zeros inbound, heading towards our poor Dauntlesses. They're kind of holding their own here. So a massive hit directly in the middle of the Flattop. It does look like she is leaking fuel. We can see fuel on the surface of the water there. Whoa, hello. That was close. Where are our wildcats? Okay. Oh no, one Dauntless has been destroyed. Come on, take care of the Zero. Let's get close enough to push over. Come on, we got to get a couple more hits on this Japanese carrier. Any torpedoes in the water? It doesn't look like it. We should have more torpedo bombers. They may be actually closing in that group of flak back there. Probably more Devastators inbound, if I had to guess. I do love the fact that we can see fuel just leaking out of the carrier there. It is incredibly cool. Japanese Zero flying around, trying desperately to stop our Dauntlesses from closing in. Where are they? There's the Dauntlesses coming out of the sun. There they are. Big group of them. Maybe 6 of them. Come on. Bombs away. Oof, that was close. More bombs falling from the sky. Okay, we've been hit again. The carrier. Another hit in the stern. Anti-aircraft is going berserk at this point. And more aircraft should be closing in, I think. Was that all of it? Indeed, I think that was, in fact, all of it. Multiple fires have broken out on the ship. She is not looking good. Not looking good at all. Well, unfortunately, it looks like half of our forces managed to find the Japanese carrier, and the other half did not see the ongoing attack. They were close enough, I thought, to actually see it all happen, but it does not look like that is the case. We still need to move and prep for a landing. The carrier has been hit quite a lot. Hopefully she will go down. If not, we will launch another strike here soon. Well, folks, it looks like I spoke way too soon. Our second strike is inbound, heading towards the Japanese Flattop. You can see it smoking out there way in the distance. They are lined up perfectly. I think we are going to sink it with this strike. We have 50 more aircraft inbound. It looks like our Devastators are heading in first. They may be going after one of these Japanese cruisers. It's pretty hard to tell at the moment. You can see the Flattop off to the left there. Still burning. Still burning. Starting to take a good amount of anti-aircraft fire. You know what? If we go after one of these cruisers and we manage to get some hits on it, I will absolutely take it. I am not going to complain. I think the Dauntlesses will be able to destroy the carrier. It doesn't look like these Devastators are going after any of these cruisers, though. I think they are going to turn back in and try to engage the carrier. Scouts report enemy carrier force bearing 209. No planes reserved. Okay, got it. This is just this carrier task force here. It looks like our Devastators are attacking from the front. Here's hoping we get some good hits. There are a lot of Devastators here. More torpedo hits would be good. It does look like the Japanese carrier is kind of low in the water. Already releasing your torpedo. There we go. Torpedoes away. More Devastators inbound. Drop more torpedoes in the water, please. Looking good. It looks like a lot of the anti-aircraft guns on the carrier have been knocked out. There we go. Torpedoes away. Let's take a look at the Flattop here. Yeah, look, still leaking fuel all over the place. So, torpedo bombers have released their fish. Let's go over to the dive bombers. There's a carrier way over there. Looks like she is still primarily engaging the torpedo bombers. Turning hard to port in an attempt to get out of the way. Still a massive fire right by the island. Are those more? I think those are torpedo bombers getting out of here. The aircraft carrier is desperately trying to turn out of the way to evade those incoming torpedoes, and it looks like she's doing a pretty good job at it. Still has a massive fire burning right next to the island. Anti-aircraft guns are engaging the Devastators. A massive formation of Dauntlesses are now moving in to engage the Japanese Flattop. She is trying to turn, but honestly, she's making herself a pretty good target for our Dauntlesses. Looks like she is swinging back to port. Should be pushing over here momentarily. I mean, that is a lot of firepower heading their way. I would be shocked if she does survive this. I mean, looking at the carrier, she is already not looking good. You can see she was struck by a torpedo there on the port side, and she is listing to starboard. Bombing target. Get ready to push over here. Should be a matter of time. Just look at all of these aircraft around us. We're in the rear gunner position at the moment and pushing over. There's the Flattop. And see where the previous bombs managed to strike. Air brakes out. Come on. This looks good. Drop as close as possible. There we go. Bombs away. There we go. Absolute chaos. Multiple fires have broken out. More bombs are just slamming onto the target. Jeez. Oh my goodness. Honestly, it's probably hard for our Dauntless pilots to actually see the carrier with all the splashes around. Oh, the game is not a fan of all of those bombs landing on her. Look at how much water she has taken in the bow. Her bow is so low in the water. I think that is it for this Japanese carrier. Let's see, any more Dauntlesses? Any more aircraft out and about, ready to drop bombs? It doesn't look like it. I think that probably was it, wasn't it? Looks like everyone has released their bombs. Our strike packages are heading out. The Japanese carrier is completely engulfed in flames. Well, in addition to all the damage this aircraft carrier has taken, it looks like it is also turning hard to port. She is swinging to port. The rudder seems to be jammed. Well, good news. Both of our strikes, despite the long range, have managed to make it back home. They are going to land, and then we will send another strike out to finish off that Japanese aircraft carrier, as it looks like she hasn't gone down just yet and may need a little bit more encouragement. A strategic objective was completed. I'm wondering if we managed to actually sink the Japanese Flattop. Additionally, a strike package from USS Lexington has been recovered. Let's go over to the map, and we are going to set up a search here. Let's create a new air search, and we want it to be up here. Let's reduce this since we know kind of where they are, more or less. Increase the range. They are pretty darn far away, aren't they? I'm wondering if this strategic objective was completed is because we are outside of effective range. Let's get multiple aircraft. I'm thinking 8 aircraft out there. Can we increase our range any further? Yes, please. Okay, set that up. Except now our Dauntlesses are airborne. Hopefully they will be able to establish if the Japanese aircraft carrier has in fact gone down to the bottom. We've just received a report. We got them. Small task force here. This one in the middle, one of the dive bombers in the middle, actually managed to find them. Is it you? Or is it you? Powers. Yeah, it's Powers. What do you got out there, buddy? How close are they? There they are. Big formation out there. There is a Japanese aircraft carrier. Okay, that's them. That is definitely them out here. How far out are they? Let's get a strike prepared. USS Yorktown. Okay. Bunch of aircraft. 18. I'm not too worried about zeros anymore, I gotta admit. So let's send an escort of 8. Normal departure this time. Early spotting. Begin spotting. And select the target is going to be this carrier task force. Range 386 nautical miles, so not too bad actually. Green light. Perfect. And we are going to send another strike. USS Lexington. Pretty much everything here. Big escort. More Dauntlesses. Okay, we gotta sink that Flattop. That is absolutely what we need to do. 14, okay, early spotting, normal departure. I want to do normal departure. I just want to get as many aircraft out there as possible. Select a target. Target is going to be that. Green light that operation. There we go. Okay, we got them. 6 ships. I have a feeling that that Japanese carrier has to be in pretty bad shape. There's no way it looks that good. I would like to get a closer look at it. We should be able to actually... Hello. There she is. Oh, she looks okay. I mean, taking on a lot of water. Deck is absolutely shredded. Honestly, she is being quite resilient, though, thus far. Getting away with it, so... One more strike absolutely ought to do it. All of our aircraft have received a takeoff order. They are turning into the wind to commence their second strike on the enemy. Our aircraft are heading towards the target area. The sun is also getting ready to set. So hopefully we'll be able to find the Japanese flat top before the sun sets. If not, that is going to do it for this mission, it looks like. I'm pretty confident that we will be able to find Shokaku and hopefully sink her before the sun completely sets. Our strike package found them. We have the enemy carrier down right below the nose. At least something out there. Hard to make out at this point. It does look large right about there. So it looks like naval strike number 26 is en route. And this is going to be a very cinematic attack, isn't it? Just before 1800. Let's see, what is this? That's definitely it. Yep, that's the carrier. Jeez. She is not in a good position, I do not think. A few more hits ought to send her down to the bottom. I gotta say, though, the environment and the sunset looks amazing in this game. It looks like a group of Dauntlesses have already made their attack and managed to get hits on the enemy. I'm not sure. What did the torpedo bombers do something? No, it doesn't look like it. They're way back here. Smith? Oh, that's who's right here. Yeah, I'm not sure who managed to get a hit on the carrier. Someone just did, though. One of these other sections, perhaps? All of you have your bombs? They all still have their bombs. A large formation of Dauntlesses is coming right in towards the target. Look at all of them out there. And here is the poor aircraft carrier. Still not looking good. Big fire has erupted. We'll see what these last salvo of bombs do. We have another formation of Dauntlesses coming in after this. No Japanese Zeros airborne. Looks like all the Zeros were either destroyed or the carrier is not capable of flight deck operations anymore. which is certainly possible. Dauntless is pushing over. Here we go. Anti-aircraft guns are attempting to fire. That is a lot of aircraft just screaming down. Come on. It's really now or never at this point. There we go. Bombs. In front, unfortunately. Here we go. Right by the side. More bombs falling down. There we go. Another good hit. Another hit. Oh my gosh. Just absolutely pounding the aircraft carrier. Another hit in the bow. And it looks like she is just diving like a submarine at this point. That is all it took. That carrier is going down. She is sinking. That's it. That did not take much at all. With that final strike completed, we are going to end the mission. Let's go to the debrief, and this is new.
Victory in the Coral Sea. American and Allied forces, led by the U.S. Navy aircraft carriers, have inflicted a decisive defeat on the Japanese fleet threatening the Australian outpost of Port Moresby. It is the beginning of the end, all thanks to the courageous seamen and flyers of Task Force 17, led by Admiral Fletcher. Next stop, Bravo!
Wow, that's pretty cool. I gotta say, this game has an absurd amount of production quality. Success for the first time since Pearl Harbor, the tide has truly turned, and decisively. So with the attack on Port Moresby repelled with heavy losses, the enemy has turned tail and is now questioning the validity of its expansion plans in the South Pacific, as Japanese Navy and Army casualties number in the hundreds, if not thousands. As High Command devises a new and creative ways to make the best of our local superiority, it seems the enemy is coming back for another round, this time at Midway Island. The morale and experience gained in the Coral Sea puts us in a perfect position to rain calamity on the enemy's parade, once and for all, thanks to you. Let's see the full report here, and looking at it, Shokaku was destroyed. Friendly aircraft losses, we only lost 9 Wildcats and 6 SBDs. Kind of shocking. If we go back and take a look at the random mission generator, let's go to the main menu here and take a look at that. We go to the battle generator, and really what I did was friendly forces 2 carriers, and then I just set everything to random here. Enemy forces random. We got really lucky that there was only 1 Japanese carrier, but you can pretty much randomize all of these variables, which is pretty darn nifty, and that's exactly what I did. We did get really lucky. I would be curious to see what the enemy air skill was that mission, because we really just curb stomped them. I got to admit. That being said, if we return to the main menu and look at the single scenarios, what I'm going to do next is of Cranes and Patriots Hard. This is going to be a rather difficult mission, and this is new. There are actually land-based aircraft that may, hypothetically, attack Task Force 17, making our job quite difficult. Well, folks, I hope you all enjoyed that video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and comment, as it really does help out the channel. But until next time, this is Wolfpack345 signing off, and I'll see you all on the next one.